Hi, welcome back to my channel. We are about relationships with ourselves first, okay? Because we're looking for healthy relationships outside of ourselves. But it comes with managing the emotions, all right? And identifying our intuition, okay? So we can co-create with the universe, but it comes from the essence of love. And the first energy we're looking at today is Seven of Swords, all right? Someone's sneaking around, okay? And maybe they think they've gotten away with it, all right? But one step, and that's it, they're caught. And that's the thoughts in the air, all right? Is it worth it? Okay. So you have to think to yourself, okay, because the Seven of Swords is all about someone betraying, being deception, all right? Looking at thief within the energy, because someone's being very dishonest, okay? Someone's probably trying to find the shortcut, all right? But someone doesn't want to be responsible for their actions, okay? Maybe someone's got more on their plate than they should. Okay, but we've got to focus on the bigger picture, all right? Walking away from people, things, and places, because in your ear, it seems like there's lots of dishonesty flowing to the heart of the self. Because remember, heart, ear is in the word heart, all right? So now we're looking at how to be more practical, okay? Because someone's got unpaid debts. And this is why someone is in the energy of dishonesty, okay? And when we're in the energy of dishonesty, that means there's a relationship that's based on one side, right? Also, we're looking at charity. Somebody could be stealing from a charity because someone looks like they're being dead. Their thoughts is all about greed with strings attached. So now we're looking at power and domination. Okay, now we're looking at thief. All right, and unfairness, okay? Because now the main energy is the Fool, okay? So when the Fool is upright, it means that the inner child is ready to step forward, take the leap of faith, okay? With no expectations, no baggage, because with this energy, with the thoughts of someone being betrayal, all right? You have to go with no expectations, okay? Have faith, walk by faith and not by sight. In other words, walk by your intuition and not by sight. Because someone's being very dishonest with their thoughts, okay? Because when it comes to being practical, it seems like they have a lot of unpaid debts. So now there's unfairness in the air, okay? So now we're looking at the situation where there's a new beginning. Okay, so maybe there's a thought in the air because of this betrayal of someone stealing. Now we have a new beginning because it was a burden. It was too much stress, maybe for an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person. But on the table so far, we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right. So now we're in the thoughts because the soul is saying we have to move. Why? Because the soul is overwhelmed. All right. Because now you feel like you're almost there to a new beginning, to change this energy. That's how someone feels, all right? Because there's too much responsibilities. There's too much overload on the thoughts of someone stealing. Why? Because there's lots of trickery, dickery, dot going on, you know? But there is going to be a completion to this soon, okay? Collective, don't worry. Keep going. Don't stress out too much and don't burn the soul of the self too much. You could be talking to Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person, okay? Because now, why? Because within the thoughts, because of these trickery, dickery dots, a lot of self-limiting beliefs have been happening within the mind, all right? Because now we have inner critic. Do you understand? So now the thoughts are probably lingering in anger, okay? So now someone has to release this guilt because we don't want to carry negative thoughts, all right? So now we're going to open up. The thoughts of someone is opening up to a new perspective, all right? We just have to accept, free yourself. Someone's freeing themselves from this thoughts of someone stealing, okay? Because now we're acting strategically. Because now we understand someone's in your thoughts, in your energy, playing tricks. Someone's doing fraud, all right? It could be an air sign or an earth sign. Somebody wants to celebrate with an air sign person, but we're looking at a friend, maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person that you were celebrating with, done collaboration with, maybe someone you created with, like you molded your friends and your family, your community. Maybe there was an energy of happiness, all right? But now you're moving away because somebody wants to enter a new happy time in their life, all right? Someone's looking at reconnecting with a long-lost friend or a relative or a loved one, okay? Or maybe you just might be celebrating something important, okay? Because now we're looking at spending quality time with people most important to you. That's in the memories and that's in the mind, okay? Maybe of a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person or a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. But that's in the feelings, all right? Because now we understand within the thoughts, somebody wants to move away because somebody was using a friend to celebrate, okay? And to collaborate with. So now we're looking at a third party person. Someone's resting away. Okay, maybe a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but the thoughts are in moving away, okay, from the thoughts of someone using someone for unpaid debts, and it was one-sided situation because now we're looking at a Six of Pentacles upside down. Someone brings the unfairness. Why? Because they were thieving. This is about power and domination. So now we're walking away because when we want to enter a new happy phase in our life, you have to rest, all right? When we have it upright, you have to tell yourself, relax. Mind, please relax. We're moving away from that energy, maybe from a Queen of Pentacles, all right? Maybe we're moving away, okay? We're resting away from a Queen of Pentacles, all right? Because now we understand you're going into the energy of spirituality. Maybe some of you have a spiritual vision of a Queen of Pentacles, all right? Because the mind is being very creative. You're stepping into your imagination. Some of you are identifying your psychic abilities that will lead you beyond the material realm, okay? And when we're in the Four of Swords, this is my God card, all right? Some people call it Archangel Michael, but I can't speak for Archangel Michael. Why? Because I've seen God before, okay? So I can speak for God. Or you're thinking of a King of Swords, okay? Maybe, because with the Four of Swords, it's all about going into your coffin, which is your bed, all right? When you go into the cousin of death, you're meant to be resting. That's when you rest the mind. That's when you're redoing, restoring, regenerating your energy. Remember, because we are energy. There's too much thoughts. The energy needs resting from a burden. There's too much responsibilities carrying on someone's back, all right? But there's an end in sight. Why? Because we're talking to God. You're talking to a lawyer. You're talking to a detective. Okay, you're talking to maybe a barrister or a judge, okay, to create your new beginning, okay? So now we're looking at head over heart. You could be thinking about a masculine, that's the King of Swords, all right? He seems to be in the energy of meditation, okay, because he's completion. He's in the energy of completion, okay? We're learning to identify, okay, go within oneself, okay? And the more you rest and meditate, all right, and you plan for the future, you do solitude, you do renewal, you do retreat, okay? We are talking to God. We're talking to our ancestors. You're talking to the soul. Because God is connected to the soul. Why? Because the soul is born to love. God is love and truth. God is here to help us with our burdens, but we have to in tune with the universe. God just wants us to be good. Take that extra O out when you see the word good. What do you have? G-O-D. Take that extra O. What is it? Oneness. One and starts with 0. Oneness. Mind, body, soul, and the heart. Because the heart is the seat of the soul. That's how we can go from here to heaven when we're awake and we're alive. But you have to respect God's law. Okay, so now we're looking at head over heart. You could be looking at someone, a masculine that's very disciplined, all right, very truthful, honest when it comes to his mental clarity, because now he's resting. Like a situation, he's gone into self-care because he understands, all right, he had a decision to make. He had opportunities, all right. Now we're paying attention to the imagination. We're paying attention to the burden. So this masculine is paying attention to the burden. He's taking action, okay, to ensure that his dreams comes to reality. I always tell you, collective, when you dream, write it down. This is university, universe. This is Earth School. You're here to graduate from your flaws, okay? Graduate. So now we're looking at being more reliable. We're looking at authority. We're looking at mental clarity, okay? Because we want to drive our oneness into divine masculine and divine feminine, okay? So when someone goes into their dreams, maybe this masculine has looked into his dreams, okay? He's manifested what he needs, but now he's evaluating his options closely. He's looking at this option when it comes to this burden. He has to look at this option before he makes any decisions to make sure he has the best outcome ever. But the mental has to be disciplined. You have to walk in truth and love. This is how we get rid of the energy of the vampire. Do you understand? This is karma. So some of you are in a karmic cycle, all right? Or some of you looking at someone that's playing energy magic, you know, that witch spell madness, all right? Please, to get rid of that heavy magic, walk in love, seek God in you, align the planets of the psychological drive, do your macro and micro cosmo. Do you understand? Some of you business people understand about micro and macro when it comes to business, in and out, internal, external factors. Okay? Do the same thing with the planets. Let the planets work with you. You're looking at the sun, for instance, all right? The sun is the energy of the earth, like the soul needs watering, emotions, okay? So you can find your own inner personal purpose, the soul in you, to give you that drive to seek your opportunities in you. When you write your dreams down, you'll find your personal purpose. I did. All right, I'm only talking about my own experience. It's giving me the inner drive and the energy. Do you understand? Why? Because we are energy. So use the planets to bring you that source of energy so you can have that will, all right, and that self-motivation so you can be self-actualization. Do you understand? That gives you the sense of confidence. Gives you that inner strength. Why? Because you found your own inner personal purpose to be individual and creative, all right? So someone's looking at their purpose. Someone's searching for their purpose, all right? Maybe someone or you feel this King of Swords has left you in isolation, but it's good to go in isolation. Why? So you can bring the mind file into relaxation by organizing within the mind, all right? The mind is beautiful. You just have to take care of it, okay? It's like heaven, and the earth is like your heart, isn't it? How you planting your heart on heaven, on earth. Heaven on earth. What's above is below, okay? So now we're having a conversation. Someone's probably having a conversation about work, okay? Or having a conversation about a Virgo person. Because now we're looking at the energy of Virgo, okay? We're looking at isolation. You're looking at not ignoring your inner voice, okay? Because it's upside down hermit. Someone ignored their own inner judgment, okay? Don't be too inner critical. Why? Because you'll end up being like conflicted within yourself. Someone has to release the guilt, release that lease, you know? Tell the landlord, you're the landlord. Tell the people them, buy now, eviction notice. Take away that negative thoughts, okay? Open up the mind to a different new perspective, okay? Because now we're looking at someone ignore their own inner voice, okay? Someone needs to unplug from the loudness of outside, the echoes from outside, and bring relaxation so they can look within their dreams, you understand? And take control of the thoughts, because the soul's being burnt out. We have to reconnect to God. Take that leap of faith. It bring that possibilities. Someone's innocent. God is innocent. A King of Swords is innocent. He's looking at the possibilities of the innocence. He's being very posthumous, optimistic, you know. He wants to trust in life, trust in God, bring in your blind faith, you know. Don't walk by sight, walk by faith in God. Have that adventure, take that opportunity to build heaven on earth within you first. Do you understand? Because he feels like there is a third party in the energy, and he feels like this third party person bring too much receptions of deception. Okay, they bring this reception just to thieve and be dishonest about this reception, that bring in deception with trays of betrayal instead of a good fun time with like elegance of food and fruitful time. No, it wasn't fruits, it wasn't veg, it wasn't your meat, it wasn't nothing on your trays of betrayal. No, it wasn't. So someone feels like they can get away with it because they're acting very strategic, very trickery dickery dot, doing fraud. A third party person, maybe a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person, okay? Or maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. Take it as it resonates. Because now you're looking at manipulation, upside down magician. Someone acts like an alchemist, someone acts very creative, but they have very poor planning, a third party person. And that's the energy that's in this masculine's head. He feels like, you know, there's untapped talents, or maybe he feels he needs to rest to seek his own untapped talents. But he's looking at narcissism. He's looking at someone having a lack of direction within the soul. The soul's not on the pathway of its purpose. Why? Because the energy of people, things, and places is too much in the energy of trails of betrayal. That's shadows, you know. That's like clouds. Your mind is like your own universe. So what clouds do you have around you? Is your mind clear of its conscious? Do you have a clear conscious mind? Or do you have people, things, and places being calculated? You know, that this is called quiet power, that weakness within oneself, you know. So now we're looking at maybe someone playing mind games. And the King of Swords said, all right, I'm going to play it safe. I see this obstacle, this delay. The soul feels like it's lacked the planning. Why? Because it had a lack of foresight. Someone feels stuck maybe in the past of the lack of direction, because a third party person manipulated a situation to secure something because they were insecure. So now we're looking at poor planning when it comes to plans. But it's lack of confidence now. But we're looking at narcissism. And narcissism has brought a lack of direction to maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Earth sign person, or a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person, you know. So now we're looking at self-care, because someone has unpaid debts. This masculine has gone into his thoughts. He's resting. He's doing relaxation because he feels like he's gone on a direction that bring in delays, procrastination when it comes to maybe creating, because now there seems to be a lot of conflict when it comes to creation. Because why? There's poor communication. When you lie, you have to be calculated. You're going to be a calculator for the rest of your life. Do you know what I mean? What's the truth? Not what's the truth. You don't know, because now there's the devil energy. Someone's in the shadow of self. You know, someone's got an attachment, addiction. Someone's gone into that temptation. Remember, the devil energy is temporary measures. Just a temporary measure. It brings destruction in the end. So someone's got a very destructive behavior, you know, into probably materialism or codependency. Because now we're looking at toxicity. Toxicity. You know, do you want a toxicity, or do you want a city that's beautiful with heaven on earth, but it starts from within first? All right. So now we're looking at maybe the emotions of this King of Swords. Could be God as well, you know. We're having a sudden awareness to choose happiness. Seek the light in you, you know. Someone's looking at opportunities. Maybe someone's withdrawn their emotions. They're checking in for re-enlightenment. Because he's resting, relaxing, seeking meditation, recovering the mind, recovering the soul. Yeah. Because someone had a lack of joy with maybe a water sign person. Lack of inner joy, smugness, dissatisfaction. Too much impulsive energy maybe. But someone feels very passionate. inspired to take action. The soul feels more adventurous. Why? Because they're walking away from people, things, and places and releasing that burden for new beginning. Because the main energy that is uncontrollable to mankind is someone's not tapping into their own alignment. And because they're not tapped in, there's a lot of manipulation, trying to secure, resources, because they're insecure. And because the insecurity is steeped into the soul of the self, it's now bringing poor planning. Poor planning is bringing lack of direction for the soul. So now someone's trying to play it safe, because now we're seeing procrastination, obstacles, delays for maybe a King of Swords. Too much delays. Maybe he's seeing this foresight, but the soul of the self is maybe stuck in the past. It needs to return. Someone's returning to travels. Maybe he's having a sudden awareness, this King of Swords. Also, it's my God card, the middle. I love when I see the King of Swords card. Look within your dreams, collective. Don't be afraid. People will say, don't talk to spirit. Don't listen to your dreams. Don't whatever. Why would you wake up and ignore it? No, it's your own inner visions. It's your wisdom. It's your knowledge. It's the soul that's passed down many visions, lessons, wisdom for you to continue, because we evolve every lifetime. Evolve, collective. Someone's doing head over heart. They're looking to be more disciplined. Why? Because when we're looking at betrayal, all right, and deception, somebody was looking for the energy of 4, all right, stability, but at a good supply. That was on the thoughts, all right? It could have been an earth sign person, because now we're looking at satisfaction in finances, but at an ample amount. Somebody was looking at a good value. Could be an earth sign person, but they want to be more practical. They want it to be practical, but they're probably stuck in the old-fashioned way of thinking to be practical on earth, to bring a supply, you have to do betrayal, deception, thievery, dishonesty. Someone thought they'll get away with it, but it's not happening. 10, because somebody was looking for a 10, success at a large amount, all right? So now we're looking at the energy of maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person, or being practical, the energy of I have. Somebody wanted to go around to say I have stability and good supply. Do you understand? Because I'm in that energy of mental peace and stability through the strength of the mind. But we're looking at stubbornness on the mind for a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's the stubbornness. It's the stubbornness of about, I need to be stubborn and stay in the energy of dishonesty. Why? Because I have unpaid bills. I like one-sided charities. I like people to look at me. Do you know what I mean? And you could be thinking of a Queen of Swords. Now I'm looking at someone balanced. Why? Because you're taking a new leap of faith, seeking balance in you, King and Queen of Swords. Find God in you. So someone's being more like actionable when it comes to thoughts, wisdom, knowledge, to transform information, and someone's gone within and seen how the purpose of these thoughts, so we can take action for new beginnings to bring possibilities. All right, someone's saying a King of Swords or King and Queen of Swords, maybe it could be a couple or one person and one, is very innocent. So now I'm looking at the possibilities of us moving forward into that energy of the Taurus, to bring in that betrayal for supply at a good amount. Someone went into this situation with blind faith, but you've got to move away from it now and create a different adventure. So someone's looking at a new opportunity, okay? It's all right, collective. Just don't close your heart off. Just learn. This is Earth School. This is Earth School. Just learn to walk away from people, things, and places, So now we're looking at taking a leap of faith into a new beginning. You have to have faith in God, all right? We have to command our truth. We have to stand for yourself, stand to the present of yourself with confidence and conviction, Others will respect you, but pay close attention to what you have to say. Okay, because appearance, all right, is suggesting that you may need a mentor, perhaps a financial advisor or a lawyer, okay, to create your new beginning, okay? Because now you're in the energy of head over heart. You're being more disciplined with the thoughts, with your truth. Because someone's standing up and being very honest, okay? Because now we're being very honest about a partnership, all right, or pairs with people, or when it comes to doing things in twos. Someone's looking for maybe a new partnership. They want a new beginning and a new partnership, okay? Someone is saying that within this pairs of two, they're discussing ideas, maybe studying or arguing at the moment, all right? So maybe they're arguing about something legal, looking at a financial advisor. You have to get a financial analysis because someone's looking at a partnership, maybe with a Taurus person and a fire sign person. Yeah, they're creating a new beginning. Maybe you're thinking about, again, a woman. It could be an earth sign woman or a fire sign woman or an air sign woman, okay? So now we're thinking about this burden or creating a new beginning or a new partnership, but someone's in the energy, okay, of arguing. Someone's in the energy of arguing, my lovely, because someone's trying to bring a discussion about an idea, or maybe someone's trying to study something, okay? Because now we're in an indecision, which is bringing the burden about this creative idea. Someone has a lack of responsibility, but now we're looking in the energy of trying to bring in that mental peace, because someone is looking at mental creativity, or there's a worry about a writer, because now it's bringing in the 3, which is indecision about a creativity, a creative idea with maybe Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person. But now we're looking forward, okay, to opportunities. Maybe the feelings of this King of Swords is wish thinking now. He has more choices because maybe he feels he was around an illusionist or opportunist. Now we're searching for the purpose of this idea, okay? So now someone's in their purpose. They've made a decision after an indecision, and now they're looking at more creativity. There may be someone's helped them with their burden. They got financial advice, or they've gone into God. Okay, because now we're looking at 9. Okay, when we speak to God, we're bringing endings, completion. Somebody probably wants to end maybe a divorce or a relationship or a partnership. Okay, because now we're ending for completion in a relationship, some sort of ship that you had relation with, sailing with your emotions on earth. Now you're thinking, no, new beginning. You're looking for universal love. All right. So now we're in the energy of the full, fresh hope, taking that chance, new pathway. We're being more adventurous with this King of Swords. Okay. So you could be thinking of the King of Swords, but just don't forget God. All right. Because now we're looking at self-limiting beliefs. Maybe some of us have self-limiting beliefs when it comes to God. All right. Because now we're looking at the Star. Maybe someone had a limited belief about God or about Aquarius person, the Star, all right? Because now we're looking at the energy of 6. Now we're bringing healing after karma, because every action has a reaction, okay? So now we're looking at peace. We're looking at spiritual victory and a challenge when it comes to our belief in God, or your belief that you could have walked away and created a new beginning after being stuck with a situation, maybe with a fire sign or an earth sign person. Because now you're looking at the Jack. You're looking at the mastery of creativity, okay? And now you're probably bringing in, looking at more salesmen. You could be a salesman, or you could be thinking of a salesman, or you're thinking of success in your financial creativity, okay? Because you understand you need to heal from someone being very dishonest, okay? Someone was dishonest about finance, okay? Because now we're being very critical. It bringing inner critical, but now we're healing. Because someone's probably angry, okay? But no, take away that anger, heal, collective. Feel that freedom. Let it go. Okay, someone's opening up to a new perspective, and we're bringing in the energy of Ace. Okay, after a 3 of Cups, somebody wants to celebrate a new beginning, a desire to start again. All right, maybe they were dealing with a fire sign person, but this King of Swords is saying, I'm showing up, I'm commanding my truth, I'm standing up for my belief, because I have that desire to start again. All right, now I have an opportunity, a new cycle. A new cycle has come in after a betrayal, someone being very deception at a reception. So now we're looking at moving forward, resting, thinking. Someone's thinking, okay, maybe about a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. Someone's thinking, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person. They're thinking about stability. They're looking at good supply. They're looking at a situation where they want a good health. They want to recover after like problems, maybe at work, with maybe an earth sign person and a fire sign person. Because now they're looking at resting, because they want to bring in the power and success by standing up, showing up, commanding the truth. Okay, standing up and going by faith and not by sight, going by intuition and not by sight. Because now we're looking at spiritual love. We're letting go of personal detachments. Okay, so the King of Swords is in his absolute truth. He's in head over heart. All right, so now he's been very honest. He's had that mental clarity. Okay, we're looking at authority, looking at leadership, looking at being very reliable when it comes to our responsibility, because he wants that relationship. He wants that partnership. He's looking at a pair. He's looking at a partner. Maybe he had a partnership, maybe with an earth sign person and a fire sign person. But he's in his thoughts about a partnership, pairs, two, doing things, all right? Because now he's in the energy of his thoughts, thinking out a business deal. He's doing meetings with financial arrangements, a new beginning when it comes to financial arrangements, all right? Now he wants to plant. Why? Because he's more in his truth. That's the power. Love and truth is the power. Especially when it comes to the soul of the self. Now, when we tell you, he's in his power, success at a large amount. Because now he's gone in his new beginning. Now he's going to be more practical. Why? Because he's probably gone into his dreams, paid attention to his imagination. All right. Both in the real world and his dreams. Now he's holding on to his truth. Why? Because he went into the cutting of death and took it seriously. Because 4 of Swords is like taking out the 3 swords at your heart. You're resting and you're holding on to the truth. So now you see in your dreams will give you more resourcefulness for the soul of the self, to help you with your burdens. Someone's looking at hard work. All right? So now we're moving forward away from illusion, delusions, illusion, and searching for your purpose by using your feelings. All right? Have that desire to go within. You could be a dreamer, some of you. Look closely at your dreams. Evaluate it. Be wise before making any decisions for your best outcome ever. Okay? Because someone had problems at work about finance, but we're looking at good health. Someone's recovering, okay, from health or work problems, okay? Because now we're looking at ending the fox. The soul of the self spoke to the masculine within the mind and said, hey, come on, man, we've got to move forward. Got to move forward. Keep that responsibility to them. Just cut up that indecision. Move away from the indecision. Move away from the indecision of creativity. Because why? Because I've gone within myself. And guess what I did? I found how to end and complete a bad situation. That was a fox. Someone was being very strategic. Maybe towards a fire sign person. Maybe a Cancer, Scorpio person was being very strategic. It's the fox, you know? Not being nice. Being out of order. Seeking other people's opportunities by bringing burdens to others. So now we're completing that situation. Because now someone's got in the energy, all right, of ending that plan. Why? Because someone brought mental disappointment. Because we're looking at universal knowledge. Someone doesn't have the real universal knowledge. You've got to move forward. Because not everyone believes in God, you know. God just asks us to be good. in your everyday action, intentions. And your intention, I just said that, intentions, your energy, your actions, But somebody wasn't doing that. Very disappointment when it comes to universal knowledge, when it comes to being strategic. Someone's being very sneaky, beaky, becky in this energy. So now they said, no, you're going in isolation. Sorry. Isolation for you. You bring indecisions towards a creativity that was sent down by God. Or you're looking at a work situation. Could be a boss. All right. So now we're looking at the soul of the self. Look at your intuition. Look at your psychic abilities. All right. Don't compromise. All right. People, things, and places. Don't disconnect from God. Okay. Remember, this is my God card. Have that partnership with God. Have that partnership. Pair up with God. Give God your worries. But someone's in the energy of having a business deal, a new one. Or you could be looking at a sale contract. Take it as it resonates. But we're looking at a financial agreement, a new beginning. New beginning. Why? Because the truth. Maybe for a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person, he's going into a new beginning. He's ending maybe a contract with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. Or he's thinking, being strategic towards going towards this upside down, going towards a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. Maybe they feel like they got to be more responsible. They've been carrying too much stress. But you got to keep going, collective. Don't give up. Don't give up, man. There's an end in sight. Don't make finance be the reasons for you to just give up, go in isolation, loneliness, withdrawal because someone lied to you. No. No. Someone's gone within, doing isolation, looking at information, probably a writer. All right, could be an Aquarius person, but you're looking at being practical because someone's going into the energy of 10, success at a large amount. Now we're looking at the energy, okay, of money going out, financial losses, disappointment. Money was invested in a earth sign person. So they can be the star. Maybe it's an editor, maybe it's a book writer, maybe it's a publisher, But we're looking at the book, upside down, sneaky, beaky, Becky. Want to be a star? No. King of Swords said, no, I don't think so. Or there could be another situation, like with myself. God gave me an idea for a book to rewrite the Bible. Oh, yes, basic instructions before love enters. Yes. All right, so now we've got a book deal. So don't even bother taking that, no one. Sorry, book deal's there already. Okay, it's God. So try and finesse God to get into trouble anyway. All right? So now you go within your dreams, the end, and your indecisions at the soul purpose. Look for your own resources in you, your own abundance. That's going to bring in your success a large amount. Okay? A book deal's coming in. I can see for some of you, but the information you have, the knowledge you have will open up a new situation for you. All right? It's going to bring you your wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment, but use your intuition and go into healing. All right? Because now's the time to go for it. All right? Be committed to your purpose and your vision. Okay? And do whatever it takes to bring your goals, okay, into fruition, into life, into reality. Okay? Because you know your potentials. Okay? You know you're limitless. And what God gives you for you and your purpose is between you and God. Don't let no one stop you. It's between you and God. It's spirituality comes with challenges as well. We're looking at the tree of life, looking at changing, we're looking at new beginnings. Okay? We're looking at the root of oneself. Or maybe you're looking at the root of a betrayal. Okay? Someone was being very, very deceptive. Indecision when it comes to love with a man. When it comes to a love with a man, looking at changing. For someone brings dishonesty, manipulation when it comes to love. So now there was an indecision about creating love. Why? Because someone was worrying about a love triangle. Maybe with an earth sign or an air sign or a fire sign person, with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. Take it as it resonates. It was all about manipulation. Why? Because these people are insecure. They're not secure within themselves. They're not secure within themselves. So that brings poor planning. Why? Because you want too much. Uju. Now it's got you into trouble. Got you into trouble. Indecisions, worries. love triangles, deceptions, thieving, dishonesty, trying to get away with it, acting strategic, chicory, dickory, dock. They wanted to climb on the cock and got wrong. A wrong time. Wrong time, man. Wrong time. Should never have left that alone. Should never gone into that time zone. Should have left it alone. Pure manipulation, insecurities, pure planning. Pure planning, because people are just worried about a love triangle. People are worried about someone's love. Someone's worried about someone's new beginning. Maybe an earth sign person's worried about an air sign person, or a Cancer person's worried about a fire sign person, about a new beginning. That desire to create that new beginning, you know? Take it as it resonates. Because they were looking for a supply, a good supply, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to the satisfaction of love and family and a relationship. And this is what this King of Swords is looking for. There was a lack of direction when it came to a water sign person. Lack of direction. When it comes to the emotions, so it's still water. The lack of the emotions when it comes to pairing up with someone or doing something with someone, when it comes to a love affair, a union of lovers or friends. So this is probably what this masculine is going forward to, new beginning. He wants a new partnership, okay? But he's playing it very small, procrastination, looking at these obstacles that had layers of delays that bring a lack of planning for a King of Wands. Maybe a King of Wands is head over heart, discipline, in his absolute truth, being honest, has mental clarity, in his authority, leadership. Who is the greatest? I don't know. You tell me. But mind your tone, though. Like a couple of days ago, I had a dream about my masculine. He's the King of Wands, you know. I asked him again, who's the greatest? He just gave me a kiss and walked out. Okay, cool, Adiwali. We have clarity moving forward. So now maybe someone's playing it safe, looking at obstacles. Maybe someone's looking at authority, leadership. Now maybe someone's being more reliable. Okay, maybe getting good advice. Maybe this masculine was clouded with information. Maybe he was confused, you know. Maybe he had a confusion of how to clear this obstacle, how to clear this delay, because there was a lack of planning, lack of foresight, stuck in the past, need to move forward. Look at a sudden change. Look at that sudden awareness. Choose happiness. Accept opportunities that go within. Just accept you gave someone the wrong opportunity and move forward. You know? We're looking at someone that's very a visionary. Someone that can bring things together. Very confident, you know? Very charming, very sexy, very, you know, outgoing, very confident. Maybe he's anchoring, all right? And ending, completing, choosing happiness. Maybe with an air sign person. But now you're looking at ending. All right. We have that completion. Because now we're looking at every ending has a new beginning. Why? Because there was problems at work. Maybe someone lost their job. A Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. Take it as it resonates. You know? Take it as it resonates. So now we're looking at sudden awareness. We're choosing happiness. Retreat from the trick or treat. You know? Change. So someone's going for a change of their emotions. Maybe King of Wands. Or maybe there's two men, okay, that are separate, or one man in one. Take it as it resonates. But now we're looking at changing. Someone wants to change their feelings. Someone's changed their feelings towards someone. Okay? Because now they're looking at happiness. Because someone went into travel movements with somebody. Maybe with a water sign person. Or went traveling with the emotions. So now maybe they're looking at a divorce. This is probably why you've got a lawyer there. Or someone's got a deal with someone. A writer's deal, a book deal, a creative deal. They have to change a heart. Someone's changing their feelings. A journey away from a love person or to a love person. All right? Take it as it resonates. Because once we move forward, what you're looking at, success at a large amount. Success at a large amount. Maybe for a fire sign person, a masculine person. Because now we're looking at maybe this person is a teacher. Maybe he's a lawyer. Maybe he's a detective. Maybe he's teaching about spirituality, or he's in the mental field. A fire sign person. Maybe he's very intuitive. Maybe he's psychic. Maybe he's ready to teach the people and tell the truth. Forget about them people in your culture saying voodoo, woodoo, doo-doo. All right, so who do you pray to? Ain't they spirits? And your message is spirits. Exactly. So go within. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Because when you're praying, who you praying to? And it's a spirit, whether you call it Muhammad, Jesus, Allah, whatever. It's still a spirit. So go within you and speak to the soul of the self. Speak to the soul of the self. If you want truth about anything, go within you. Look at your options. That's going to give you your 10. Success at a large amount, all right? Away from confusion, conflictions. Away from people being strategic. It worked for me. It worked for me. God is beautiful. Someone called me and said, oh, you know, I love God so much. I want to do balance, blah, blah. They always talk the same thing over and over again for years. Nothing changes. They got the words, but the action's nowhere near it, okay? So I said, all right, I've got a situation going on. All right, I'm dealing with a star, all right, very manipulative earth sign person, you know. This person could be a lawyer, detective, whatever, okay? But when we have information, all right, and people laugh at your information and don't want to take you seriously, God is beautiful. God will put you in. Look in your dreams, man. It is a beautiful adventure. You can clean up your whole house. That's in you. God made me go in that person's room, you know, and they were relating what I said. And they were laughing. They were laughing at me. I love God, man. He will show you who your enemies are in your dreams so you can end any indecisions when it comes to creating. Maybe when it comes to creating love. God will show you the way. Your ancestors will show you the way. Your past loved one will show you the way. I learned to drive that way when I was 16. Before I was 16. I learned to drive that way. I saw the spirit show me the clutch, the engine, everything. It's like I was actually in the car. My masculine king of wands, he said, go and learn black and gold. You know, I only had a performance art certificate. Now I've got a degree in it. And I came out with, all right, a 2-1, you know, because I didn't read over my stuff. I could have went out with a first, you know, but it's still 2-1, still good. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but masters came out with a first, man, flying colours, with a first, with my masters, you know. But with my degree, that was 4 years. I done it in 2 years. Instead, I like information. My mind needs stimulation. And it's probably what this King of Swords is thinking of. But his mind needs stimulation. Or maybe that's the mind of the King of Wands. His mind, maybe when it comes to partnerships, it needs to have stimulation. Stimulation. So now I'm looking at 2 partnerships. Looking at partners, people doing things together. All right. So now we're looking at a love affair or union of lovers or friends now, okay? Now we're looking at the heart, okay? We're looking at 10. We're looking at success at a large amount, all right? But someone has that lack of joy within themselves, dissatisfied from the emotions. Why? Because maybe they're too much in the emotions of manipulation for materialism, you know? Because now you're anchoring the ending for success at a large, okay? It's not about ending, all right? Somebody wants to end someone, maybe an earth sign person. They tried to end this masculine, okay, because they wanted an ending, completion. They wanted, I don't like saying that word, but unalivement to someone's finances or to someone's actual creative ideas. Somebody wanted an ending for maybe an earth, Aquarius person because they wanted ideas, book ideas. They wanted to end a King of Wands. Wanted to end the King of Wands. So the King of Wands was looking at problems at work. If you haven't heard from this masculine, he has to anchor this problem first. He has to end, he has to complete this problem because it was a health problem and someone's looking at a loss of job. Maybe an earth sign person. Because now we're looking at someone being low, okay? Or we're looking at a friend. An earth sign person that was a friend that needs isolation, okay? Someone has self-limited belief when it comes to an Aquarius person, when it comes to the heart. And someone's anchoring maybe an air sign person, bringing information maybe. Because now we're looking at our friendships. Friendships, okay? Yes, our friends can bring us success at a large amount, but you've got to be more reliable to yourself. You've got to rely on God, because once they're gone, that's it. Ending of your job, ending of information, ending. Then you feel like that's it. You've got to go to the energy of deception at receptions to go and find another group of people to finesse. No, man. Go within your own dreams. Go in your own dreams, man. Sort your own self out. Now we're looking at 10. All right. Somebody was in the situation for purpose only of success for public publicity. Okay. Because the 10 and hearts, a friend that is famous, someone in the arts, but someone that's public, someone that has a social commitment, somebody likes to party, events, a friend that likes to do events. They're stopping that. They're anchoring that problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. Yeah, you're riding in new. Somebody wants to end, to bring in new. Okay, because now we're looking at desire to bring in new. Because someone wants a new love, maybe a child, or they have desire for love. Okay, because now we're looking at spiritual love. Somebody wants a spiritual love, but it came with challenges. Okay, because now we're looking at victory. All right, because now we're putting spiritual love first. You're letting go of personal attachments, and that's the key. And maybe the personal attachment was an earth sign person. They're too attached to power and success. And that was the key to this problem. All right. Maybe it's a partnership. A Queen of Pentacles. That was the problem. And God said, I don't think so, Genevieve Nigel. Go and sit yourself down. You're too damn fast. In my dream as well, she asked me, is God real? And I said, you're not allowed to ask. You stole from Adiwale at Kinuma Abaji. Please, people, write your dreams down. Write your study, do a PhD on yourself. If you bought a PhD for business, use yourself as a business now. All right? Because now we're looking at a power couple now. Maybe this person was looking at a power couple. Nope. Now there's a power couple in the air. Okay? It's past life connection. All right? We're looking at maybe an earth sign person. Oh, sorry. Wrong. We're looking at success. The key was the King and Queen of Swords, a past life connection that's bring up this opening. There's an open to a new beginning. Sorry, people, I haven't used these cards for ages. For a new beginning, they have that desire, all right, to bring in the success at a large amount. But it has to come with an ending. And it came with a problem at work or health. Do you understand? So now we see the situation with a Queen of Pentacles. Do you understand? And a Queen of Wands. All right. We're looking at creative mastery. But these people being creatively crafty and immature, stubborn when it comes to creativity and success. Okay. Because now we're looking at a situation when they bring problems, all right, to a new philosophy when it comes to their ideology, when it comes to their philosophy of life. It doesn't match up. Why? Because they don't believe in God. They don't believe in God. They go around stealing people's ideas and acting like it's all about them. It's all about them. Like, I don't get the structure with Genevieve Nigel doing Lionheart. She only done producing. She's done about 5 writers did that. And every time her mouth is mentioned in paper, Lionheart. That's all they have. Why? Because she stole it. She's got no creative ideas. She stole stuff. So that's why I want everyone. This is Earth School. We're going to learn from this situation. This is why I bring my own pieces of my own story within this. We all are the same. We are energy. But we just deal with our problems or our trials and tribulations differently. So all my messages are timeless. It might resonate to you. It might not resonate to you. It might resonate to you today. It might resonate to you tomorrow. It might not resonate to you at all. I might not be that reader for you. Okay? So now we're looking at anchoring. Why? Because there was an indecision when it came to change, when it came to travel. Somebody was moving. Okay? Somebody needs to move away because someone was looking at a long distance travel, physical move, change of work. Someone's changing, lots of changing. Why? Because we've got a blessing. We understand we're for a karmic situation. Somebody's looking at karma, but now we're looking at peace after karma. Why? Because they went for earth signed person. Someone's got to repay. Someone's in a financial obligation. They're going to have no change in their finances. An earth sign person when it comes to partnerships now, doing things with people. Because now someone's moving forward. It was a love affair. Now we're looking at unions of lovers or friends. Why? People got a new desire to start again. A new love affair, babies, children, you name it. Maybe a masculine Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person, he's looking at success now. He's looking at the power of success. His own mental thoughts. Going into his dreams, he has a new mental thought. Do you understand? Now he's open. Maybe someone in public, okay? But maybe someone's going to probably do a public announcement or something, or maybe open up a letter. But someone open, someone famous or someone in the public community is going to see about a letter about spirituality. And it took that leap of faith forward, because someone probably is a tarot reader, but they bring indecisions, an earth sign person, indecisions about a creative idea. Yeah, they bring that indecision, okay? Because now we're looking at worries about money. Somebody's worrying about money or making it from two sources of creativity. Why? Because they're immature when it comes to love. Immature, man. Because now we're looking at the Christ card, but I call it my God card, right? Okay? Because now we're looking at emotional immaturity. Someone's very stubborn, an earth sign person looking for money, for a new beginning, a woman. So now maybe this masculine is a little bit immature when it comes to his own love. He wants to talk to a Queen of Cups. He wants to take that leap of faith. He wants to change. But he's at a crossroad though. He wants to end that crossroad. Maybe King of Pentacles looking at a problem, a difficulty as well when it comes to his karmic debt. He's looking at karma, but looking at peace maybe. Because maybe he's looking at ending a karmic payment, or he's going into unemployment with a King of Cups. King of Cups, he bring a difficulty, he bring a challenge to spirituality for victory. Because he's looking at Seven of Clubs, spiritual knowledge. He's got to let go. He's got too much negative thinking patterns. He doesn't have no knowledge about spirituality. He's an idiot. Move forward, he's an idiot. Yeah, he was more looking for power and success. Maybe with a fire sign person. He was more looking for power, success. He's a little more looking for social popularity. He's got a love of power, this one. Because he's looking more for like mental power from other people to accomplish a task. He wants success when it comes to mental field, but that's changing. That's changing. Maybe he's thinking of traveling. He's traveling. Maybe thinking of traveling, a business trip. He was more looking for business trips, change, value, money. He was more or less doing money exchanging. He was more into money. He wanted that money. It was all about the money. It wasn't about spreading God's message or creativity as a group, partnership. It was all about a solo deal, success, large amount. He wants a large amount of money. Maybe for a fire sign person, maybe, or a King of Pentacles. Because now he's looking at a situation where he's looking at a large amount of money, but not his. It's not his money. He's looking at ending, completion. Maybe he was learning something. He was learning something, but he's got too much on the mind. He's got too much on the mind, and what it is, money, money, money. He's got too much on the mind. Maybe when it comes to a partnership, too much on the mind. Yeah, maybe he can't work on his own. He's scared, isn't it? He's not creative. He needs to use people. All right, remember, walk in love, talk in truth. Love you guys. Bye.